Hey, Stampin' friends! Welcome to the Joy Stampin' with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today is our Fun Fold Friday. Today I've paired some beautiful designer series paper, which is currently on sale in June for 15% off at my online store, and a stamp set that's one of my favorites called Something Fancy. I'm going to hold a flip and we'll get started. Alright, hopefully today we're not too wobbly. Last week we had some bouncing going on with my camera, and hopefully we are bounce free today. And you guys can see everything perfect. Alright, welcome, Fun Fold Friday. If you are new to my Joy of Stampin' with Rachel, how Fun Fold Friday works is that I share a fun fold with you, and then I love to hear your comments. And one lucky person who comments on the fun fold will get the card that I make in the video. Good morning, Phyllis. Happy to see you here. Today's fun fold, let me go ahead and show you what it is, and then we'll talk about the stamp set just a little bit. It's this happy birthday card, and we have it, what makes it so much fun is that it has this kind of, I call it like frog legs. It's a double Z, but going different directions. So then it opens up like this, and this can flip over, and let me see the inside. Just love this. But what makes this card so much fun for me is the designer series paper. In fact, let me grab some of it out real quick. Okay, so this paper is called Masterfully Made, and it is just amazing. Let me show you my favorite piece from this one. I mean, there's lots of them, but let me show you this one. I think this is just gorgeous. It looks like someone has taken DSP and they've ripped strips of it, because this is all just one layer. You could feel it's not me gluing on pieces of paper, but it's the paper that coincides with this. Like, this is part of it. Let me just get it all out. It's just so pretty. So we have like these pieces here. This is one of the pieces we're using, and see how that's kind of part of this ripped look on this guy here. It's just so pretty. We'll go through some of these, and then we'll do a quick flip. There's two of each design, and it is on sale for about another week, and then it'll be July, and this will no longer be on sale. You can still be able to get it, but it's always better on sale, right? Okay, let me go and do a quick flip. I wasn't planning this part, but it's just so pretty. So this side's a little bit less busy. It still has some really cool pieces here where it has some more that torn paper look, even in like the lemon line twist here, where they just used all one color versus lots of colors. And then this fun floral looking one with a pretty peacock as well. Just loving this paper. It might be my favorite. It is part of a suite. However, I did not buy the whole suite, and I just bought the paper on sale, and you can totally do that. You don't have to get everything. You can pick and choose from Stampin' Up! Products. All right, the Something Fancy stamp set. We are using the birthday greetings on this one. It says happy birthday, and then also says I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration, which I love. And I love that we kind of stretch out this card in order to see that saying. So I thought that was a fun play on words a little bit. Let's go ahead and scoot this to the side, and we'll get started with all of our pieces here. Visit my blog, which will be in the comments below or in the links below for all the measurements and list of supplies, and then shop with me from my online store. I'm using the Joy of Stamping Rachel. There was enough room for with, so it's just in the so we just got rid of those two. But Joy of Stamping Rachel.stampinup.net is my online store, and that's where you can find all the supplies to make today's card. We're using the main color cardstock is called Fresh Freesia. It was a in color that came over part of the color refresh. So it is definitely one of my favorite shades of purple. For this one, you're going to have two pieces of it, and we're going to have it scored. So this one is our bottom base. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's a regular card size, right? That's our base. And then this will be our part that we're going to play with more. So this is 4 by 11 scored at, we have 2, I wrote it down so I won't forget, 2, 3 3/4, 7 1/4, and 9. Go and take your bone folder, and we're going to start to go over these marks here, the score lines, and fold it over, And make sure we get these really good so they lay my floor more flat, if that's a word, right? So start with the inside score, the center scores, and then pull back that top score line, like so. And your pieces here should be touching, but not overlapping. Let me see how that works. Okay. So that's our middle part. That's one of our most important parts of this card. And then we'll have our basic white, so we can do some stamping on the inside. We have a basic white mat and our designer series paper. I did do some die cutting with our vellum using the Cheerful Daisy dies to create kind of a little fun background for that one. And I think we're going to change up this card. So this paper is the reverse. So it has the floral one side and that fresh freesia more solid on the other side. I think we're going to switch this one up and have these be our outside pieces and this be our top panel. And you can let me know which one you like more. All right, so all we need to do is some stamping on our basic white, and then we'll do some assembling. I did go ahead and do some pre-stamping for our happy birthday, and I had to fussy cut him out just a little bit on our scrappy paper, and I like to do an angle at the end, so that's what I highly recommend if you want to give it a little bit more shape than just a flat. Here's our saying, I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. I like that it has multiple fonts for it, which makes it fun, and our fresh freesia ink. We'll get that out. And I'm going to carefully ink this up. Check to make sure I don't have any halos. It looks pretty good. I'm going to do one more tap. Go center. Press down and lift up. Perfect. Looks great. If I messed that one up, I totally would have just flipped over that piece of paper and tried again. That's the great thing about basic white. Make sure you stamp it before you attach it, so that way you have a chance to do a redo if needed. Go ahead and grab our inside piece here. We'll flip this one over. I like to use our Stampin' Seal Plus whenever I am attaching our basic white. Basic white is kind of see-through, and so I don't like having glue lines, and so this Stampin' Seal Plus is perfect for that. But I only do one in each corner because it doesn't need this one all over the place. Go ahead and get that centered as much as you can. Looks good. Then let's grab our piece here, and we're going to add our DSP. So where we want it to be, you might need to play with a little bit. We want to have an outline on the sides. And there is some, kind of like some faint writing on here. So if you don't want your writing to be upside down, make sure you look at it, or the letters. I'm not even sure what it says, but just letters are on here. So I don't want to make it look like it's upside down. So we'll place this where I think it should be. And the way to make sure I know that that looks right is that we're going to have a little bit of this is going to go over it. So I line this up. Yes. It'll cover up just those ends a little bit. This part, though, I like to use liquid glue. So flip that one over. Put a little bit of liquid glue down the center. And place it down, giving yourself that border on all three sides. Flip this one over and do the same thing. So sometimes I'll do center and sometimes I'll do outline. Let me show you the difference of it. You just got to make sure that you give yourself some squish room, so when we flip it over, it's not going to squish out the glue around the paper. Okay, that's looking pretty good. For this piece here, I like to actually use the Stampin' Seal Plus as well, or tear tape, because this is a part that's going to be attached, and I will do a whole long run there. So I'll do a top long run. There we go. And a bottom, and then I'll just do a little center there. Because this one, I don't want to wait for it to dry since it is a moving piece, and I want it to be really sturdy. Okay, I'm going to hover over, make sure I'm placing it just about as center as I can. Oh, I did pretty good, pretty good. You usually want to try to line up this part with our DSP so that looks like it's the same size here. Next, we need to attach our DSP to our basic white mat. These are 3 3/4 for our basic white and 3 1/2 squared. So on all 4 sides. So pretty. Oh my goodness. I just love this color combination too. You get closer so you can kind of see. Just beautiful. Okay, for this side now, what we need to do is put some Stampin' Seal on just one side. It doesn't matter as much because of how we're going to place it, but don't go past the halfway point here. So I'm going to flip this one over, and I'm going to do a long piece here and a medium piece there. Then I'm going to close this down, and I should be able to make it so that it looks like it has a mat all the way around it. Kind of hold it on the top so you can see, and then press down, and it'll attach just to that left side here. If you want it to be opened the other way, just flip it over. Just attach it to this side instead. But I like it stretching out that way. Feels a little bit more natural. All right, for our happy birthday, it's pretty easy. Flip him over. We're going to attach our little sprigs here. And there's a couple ways you could do that. I like to put just a tidbit of that double-sided adhesive, the Stampin' Seal Plus, and then I'm going to put these right behind it. Or you could attach a glue dot to the vellum and stick that behind there as well. Sorry, they're tangled together. They don't play nicely. You just carefully pull them apart. There we go. And I'm going to hold it facing me so I can see where I'm placing things. But I know that I have that adhesive on the back to attach it. Just make a cluster there. Then we're going to flip it over and add a dimensional. This piece of basic white is pretty narrow, so what I suggest is to take your dimensionals and just cut one in half, or use the edge where it's already made into a half. Cut it right on that sheet there, and then go over those pieces of vellum too, just to kind of double stick that in place, right? Secure it a little bit more. There we go. Remove the backing of the dimensional and add our happy birthday here. And I'm going to have this go all the way over to that Fresh Freesia corner and have that there. And lastly, we just need to do a little bit embellishing. I use the Tinsel 4 pack. I'll show that to you. There's also a Tinsel 3 pack, which would totally work as well. It just has less colors. This color is actually Berry Burst and not the Fresh Freesia, but they look so similar that it looks really nice together. And you see, it kind of has like little glitter sparkles in here. It's really, really pretty. I'm only going to use 2 because I'm going to pretend like this is one of my embellishments. Usually I'll do embellishments in groups of 3 or in odds, but this time I'm going to just slide this one off and put a large one at the bottom left and grab the medium one and have it go at an angle from here. And this is my 1, 2, 3 embellishment there. So that way it's still using the rule of odds. And there you go. We have a beautiful fun fold that opens up to show our happy birthday message, which I love because it is a late greeting. As a card maker, I send out late cards too, and so I love having something beautiful to send as a sorry, I didn't forget it. It's just life's crazy sometimes, and the cards take a while to get from my mailbox to yours. Oh, I love that one. Okay, you guys, let me know which one you like better, the more brighter colors on top or the more Fresh Freesia on top. Either way, I hope you guys give this fun fold a try and have a great Friday. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.